Life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect them. One moment you're sailing smoothly, and the next you find yourself in the eye of a storm that seems to have no end. When you're in the thick of a challenging situation, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, lost and uncertain about what tomorrow might bring. The darkness can feel suffocating. Problems pile on top of problems, and it seems like every door you try to open leads to another dead end. Your mind races with questions. When will this end? How much more can I handle? Is there really light at the end of this tunnel? These are the moments when hope feels like a luxury you can't afford, when faith seems like a distant memory, and when giving up appears to be the only logical option. But here's what I want you to understand today. No problem, no matter how big or overwhelming, lasts forever. Every storm has an expiration date. Every trial has a conclusion. Every season of difficulty will eventually give way to a season of relief. This isn't wishful thinking or empty optimism. This is a fundamental truth about life itself. The solution you desperately need might not come today. It might not arrive tomorrow or even next week. But as long as you continue to place your hope and faith in something greater than your circumstances, you can rest assured that one day the storm clouds will part. You will see the sun again. You will breathe freely again. And when you emerge from this trial, you'll discover that you're stronger, wiser, and more resilient than you ever imagined possible. Life moves in seasons, and not all of them are pleasant. Perhaps you're currently in what feels like a spiritual winter, a dry, barren season where life seems to have lost its meaning and purpose. You wake up each morning feeling like you're simply going through the motions, drifting without direction or hope. The things that once brought you joy now feel empty and meaningless. Maybe you're in a season where God feels as distant as the stars in the sky. Your prayers seem to bounce off the ceiling, and silence is the only response you receive. You question whether your faith means anything at all, whether God is even listening, or if He's forgotten about you entirely. This spiritual drought can be one of the most challenging experiences anyone can face because it strikes at the very core of your identity and beliefs. Then there are those impossible situations where every choice seems wrong, where every path leads to pain, and where winning feels absolutely impossible. You're caught between a rock and a hard place, and no matter which direction you turn, you face opposition, criticism, or failure. These are the moments when you feel trapped by your circumstances, held captive by forces beyond your control. For some, the tough place isn't external circumstances, but internal battles, strongholds of sin, addiction, or destructive patterns that seem impossible to break. You know what's right, you want to change, but you feel powerless against the chains that bind you. The shame and guilt compound the problem, creating a vicious cycle that seems inescapable. Whatever your specific struggle may be, I want you to know that this season will pass. Seasons, by their very nature, are temporary. Winter always gives way to spring. Drought always ends with rain. Your current circumstances are not your permanent address. While we can't always change our circumstances immediately, we always have the power to change our perspective. The way we view our situation has tremendous influence over how we experience it and how we respond to it. When we shift our focus from the problem to the possibilities, from the pain to the purpose, everything begins to change. Instead of feeding your mind with worry, fear, and negative thoughts, choose to nourish your spirit with truth, hope, and encouragement. Fill your mind with words that build you up rather than tear you down. Replace thoughts of defeat with declarations of victory. Reject the spirit of fear that whispers lies about your future, and embrace the spirit of faith that reminds you of God's promises. This isn't about denying reality or pretending everything is fine when it's not. It's about choosing to see your situation through the lens of hope, rather than despair. It's about recognizing that your current chapter is not your final chapter, and that the author of your story is still writing. When you change your perspective, you change your power. You move from being a victim of your circumstances to being a victor over them. You stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "What can I learn from this?" You begin to see obstacles as opportunities and setbacks as setups for comebacks. Here's a truth that might surprise you. You are not where you are by accident. Every struggle you face, every battle you fight, every trial you endure has been allowed for a specific purpose. God has not lost control of your situation. He hasn't forgotten about you or abandoned you to face your challenges alone. The fight you're in right now has meaning. The battle you're fighting has purpose. God has orchestrated the events of your life in such a way that even your struggles serve His greater plan for your life. This doesn't mean God causes bad things to happen, but it does mean He can use even the worst situations for good. Don't view your current struggle as unnecessary or as wasted time. Instead, see it as an opportunity for God to work in and through. You see this test as preparation for a testimony. Every trial you overcome becomes a tool you can use to help others who face similar challenges. Your pain today becomes your purpose tomorrow. I encourage you to view this fight as an opportunity to develop qualities you couldn't develop any other way. Patience is forged in the furnace of waiting. Resilience is built through repeated challenges. Faith grows strongest in the darkness. Character is refined under pressure. These are gifts that can't be downloaded or purchased. They must be earned through experience. James, in his letter to early Christians, offered a revolutionary perspective on trials. He said we should consider it pure joy when we face trials of many kinds, because the testing of our faith produces perseverance, and perseverance develops character, and character produces hope. What a powerful way to view adversity. Instead of seeing trials as punishments, we can see them as opportunities for growth and development. Your current situation might be painful. It might stretch you, test you, and push you beyond what you thought were your limits. You might feel like you're hanging on by a thread, wondering how much more you can endure. But remember this, it's temporary. No matter how intense the pain, how overwhelming the pressure, or how impossible the circumstances seem, they will not last forever. This truth, that trials are temporary, should bring you tremendous comfort and strength. The sleepless nights will end, the financial pressure will ease, the relationship conflict will resolve, the health crisis will pass, the career setback will become a setup for something better, the addiction will be broken, the depression will lift. Understanding the temporary nature of your trials doesn't minimize their reality or their impact. It doesn't mean you should just grit your teeth and endure without seeking help or taking action. But it does mean you can face today's challenges with tomorrow's hope. You can endure today's pain knowing that it's producing tomorrow's strength. This fight you're in might be exactly what it takes for you to realize your full potential. Sometimes we don't know how strong we are until being strong is our only option. Sometimes we don't discover our capabilities until we're forced to use them. Your current trial might be the very thing that unlocks gifts, talents, and strengths you never knew you possessed. In the midst of your trial, it's easy to feel alone and forgotten. But I want to remind you of a profound truth. Jesus Christ is the same yesterday, today, and forever. He doesn't change with the weather or shift with circumstances. His love for you is constant, His commitment to you is unwavering, and His presence with you is guaranteed. God knew about this moment in your life before you were even born. He saw this trial coming and has already prepared a way through it. Nothing you're experiencing catches Him by surprise or overwhelms His ability to handle it. He has been planning your victory since before your battle began. The same God who was with you during your happiest moments is with you now in your darkest hour. The same God who blessed you in the past is working on your behalf in the present. The same God who has never failed you will not start now. He was with you at the beginning of this journey. He's with you in the middle of the storm. And He will be with you when you emerge victorious on the other side. This means that none of what you're going through is beyond His knowledge or outside His control. He knows exactly when and how He plans to bring resolution to your situation. He has already mapped out your path to breakthrough and prepared the resources you'll need for your recovery. So what can you do while you're waiting for your breakthrough? How do you maintain hope when everything around you seems hopeless? Here are some practical steps that can sustain you during difficult times. First, pray. Prayer isn't just asking God for things, it's connecting with the source of all strength, wisdom, and peace. When you pray, you acknowledge that you're not alone and that there are resources available to you beyond your own understanding and ability. Prayer changes things, but more importantly, it changes you. Second, obey what you know to be right. Even when you can't see the full picture, you can take the next right step. Obedience in small things during difficult times builds character and positions you to handle bigger responsibilities when the season changes. Third, wait upon the Lord and ask Him to renew your strength day by day. Waiting isn't passive, it's active trust. It's choosing to believe that God's timing is perfect even when it doesn't match your timeline. As you wait, ask for daily strength because you don't need strength for next month's problems, just today's challenges. Don't be afraid to cry out for help. God is near to those who call upon Him in truth. He hasn't left you to bear your burden alone. Seek support from others, whether friends, family, counselors, or spiritual leaders. There's no shame in admitting you need help. It's actually a sign of wisdom and strength. Finally, rest in God's promises. His word is filled with assurances of His love, faithfulness, and commitment to your well-being. When your emotions tell you one thing, let God's promises tell you the truth. As you apply these principles and maintain your faith through the trial, you'll begin to experience something remarkable. You'll discover that you're not just surviving your circumstances, you're overcoming them. You may be hard-pressed on every side, but you're not crushed. You may be perplexed by your situation, but you're not in despair. You may be persecuted or opposed, but you're not abandoned. Even if you're knocked down, you're not knocked out. Jesus said, "I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life." As you follow Him through this difficult season, His light will shine. In your darkest moments, His light will illuminate the path forward when you can't see the way. His light will burn away fear, doubt, and discouragement, replacing them with hope, faith, and courage. Remember that you have been given authority over the forces that oppose you. You're not powerless against your problems. Through faith, you have the ability to overcome every obstacle, break every chain, and defeat every enemy that comes against you. Nothing shall harm you because you belong to the One who has already conquered every force of darkness. Wherever you are in life right now, whatever you're facing, whatever seems impossible, don't give up hope. Take a deep breath and remember this simple but powerful truth: this too shall pass. Your current situation is not your final destination. Your present trial is not your permanent condition. Your today does not define your tomorrow. God has not brought you this far to abandon you now. He has not invested so much in your life only to let you fail at the final hour. He has plans for your future that are filled with hope and purpose. Your breakthrough is coming. Your victory is assured. Your comeback is being prepared even now, so hold on a little longer. Keep fighting a little harder. Continue believing a little stronger. The same power that raised Christ from the dead is working in you and for you. The same authority that Jesus has over death, hell, and the grave is available to you in your situation. Thank you for taking this journey with me today. If this message encouraged you, or if you're currently facing a trial that feels overwhelming, I want you to know that you're not alone. Share this message with someone who needs to hear it, and don't forget to subscribe for more content that will strengthen your faith and encourage your heart. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. And remember, your breakthrough is closer than you think. Until next time, keep believing, keep fighting, and keep holding on to hope. God bless you.